Hello everyone, this is Dr. Shochinandan Datta from Eco Learning. So learning from home. So today's topic will discuss about the introduction to biological sciences. So first of all, we have to understand what is biology. So biology means it's a Greek or Latin word. So bios mean life or logia mean the study of. So it's the study of life, and biological sciences is the science of the living things. Okay, so let's discuss what is life. So life is a very vast thing. It started from virus to bacteria and to higher plant to angiosperm to human. So life is from viruses to human. So and it is also found in everywhere. It is a cosmopolitan. Life can be found in hydrothermal vent where the temperature is almost 2000 degrees centigrade, 2000 degrees centigrade, and it also can found in Arctic region where the temperature is minus 120 degrees centigrade almost. So it's an very can live in a very hostile condition, and it is also found in every sphere of the life. It can be found to hydrosphere, to atmosphere, to lithosphere. So every sphere it can be exist. So then history of biology. History of biology, in this topic we'll discuss about the few famous scientists of biologists and who introduced the subject biology, like the pioneer. So first of all, we discuss about the Aristotle. Aristotle, he was a Greek philosopher. He is also called the father of biology and father of geology, and he support the spontaneous generation theory. What is spontaneous generation theory? Means the life is originated from a non-living thing. So that is the spontaneous theory, and he is created the theory of the elements. So he believe in four element: earth, water, air and fire. And he is the first person to discover, or first person to classify the organism. He classified the organism into two part. One is the animal and one is the plant. In animal, he is divided the animal into two part. One is the animalia and other is the animalia. And he divided the plant into three part. One is the tree, shrub and herb. And that biological classification I will discuss in our different lecture. Then the Hippocrates. Hippocrates, he was a Greek physician. He is also called the father of medicine. So Hippocratic oath for doctor. So he is the founder of the medical science. Next, Theophaster. Theophaster was a Greek philosopher. He is also called the father of botany, and he is the student of Aristotle. And his book is Historia Platyrum. It's written between 350 BC to 287 BC in a 10 volume. Next, Leeuwenhoek. Leeuwenhoek, he was a Dutch scientist. His hobby was lens grinding, and but he did not invent the microscope. He preferred to microscope lens, and he was the first person to see bacteria, protozoa, RBC, and sperm cell. But he did not believe in the spontaneous theory. So he believed the life is originated from the pre-existing life was there. So he does not believe that life is originated from a non-living thing. Okay. Next, the Charles Robert Darwin. He was a famous naturalist, famous biologist, and famous evolution biologist. So he was a British naturalist, and he is famous for evolution. And his famous book, is published in 1859. The book is Origin of Species by Means of Natural Selection, and he wrote his book after completing his few years, 15 years after completing his voyage, or 20 years after completing his voyage. So he started his voyage in HMS Beagle from London in 1831, and then he traveled this route and covered the whole earth, and after Galapagos Island and in the west coast of Southern America, and then he reached to London in 1839. So during 5 years journey, he discovered the lots of theories of evolution biology, and he discovered the theory of natural selection. Next, George Johann Mendel. Sir George Johann Mendel was a monk, Austrian monk, and come scientist. His experiment on pea plant on, and he is the pioneer of field of genetics. So he is called the father of genetics. So he's discovered the basic principle of heredity. So the characters from one generation to next generation, how it is goes from one generation to next generation, that is called heredity. And Mendel observed the become the founder of modern genetics and the study of heredity. Next, there are different scientists also on biological sciences. So, like the Jean Baptiste Damoit Lamarck, he was a famous evolution biologist. We know Lamarckism, and Carl Linnaeus, everybody knows him in Carolus Linnaeus. He is the father of taxonomy. Then Alfred Russel Wallace, he is also evolution biologist and famous naturalist, and he also give the Wallace line, and he is also work in the time period when the Chelsea Darwin is also working at that similar time period. Then the Malthus was a famous population biologist. His theory of population is famous. Then now discuss about the flow of life. So how the life is originated on earth. So life is originated on from how the earth is forming, that is the first thing. So due to the asteroid collision, the solar system, and forming from the solar system, at the beginning time earth was a gaseous hot chamber, and due to the time goes, the earth temperature goes down, then the cloud is forming, then rain is started on the earth surface. When the rain started on the earth surface, then the life is forming in the ocean. Okay, so the earth surface, at the beginning the atoms are there. So these atoms are the carbon, hydrogen, oxygen, nitrogen, sodium, potassium, calcium, magnesium, iron, and these iron or these atoms are make them a simple molecule, like carbon and oxygen make CO2, and hydrogen and oxygen make H2O, like hydrogen and nitrogen make ammonia. And these simple molecules is also make the complex molecule with bonding to each other, like carbon, hydrogen, oxygen forming the glucose, then the protein, and then the fat. And this complex molecule with the simple molecule or atom, they can make the forming of nucleic acid, DNA and RNA. As we all know that DNA is made up of the sugar phosphate backbone. So sugar phosphate backbone, so that it is a pentose sugar and phosphate, and this DNA and RNA nucleic acid is situated in the cell, and where the cell is in nucleus. So in nucleus and cytoplasm, the other organelles are forming, and these organelles with nucleus are forming the cell, and cell is a clump of cell is called the tissue, and tissue is forming the organ to organ system, and the organ system to organism, and this organism are the individual, and when a group of individual of a same species or group of organism of a same species is called a population. Like example, a tiger population, like example, a elephant population. Okay, so these are a population. And if a group of population called a community, like a forest community, in a forest community there will be a tiger population, there will be elephant population, there will be lots of birds population. So a group of population is called a community. And then ecosystem is the when the community is connected with the environment, then it is called ecosystem. So ecosystem have two component, is the biotic component and abiotic component. In the biotic component there will be a producer, consumer, and decomposer. In abiotic component there will be the light, temperature, then the all the physical factor, like the temperature, light, then water, then the soil. So these all the abiotic component of the ecosystem. Then ecosystem, different ecosystem, like forest ecosystem, then this pond ecosystem, then the river ecosystem. This all the ecosystem combinedly called are the biome. Okay, and at the end the biome are all the biome are combinedly called the main thing, that is the biosphere. Okay, so this is the all the flow of life, and this is also the all about the biological sciences. If you want to study any branches of biological sciences, you can find them in here. Like if you study the biochemistry or molecular biology, then you have to come here. You are studying about the gene and the genetics, then you have to come here. So DNA, RNA and gene. Okay, then if you study the cell biology, then you have to come here. If you want to study the physiology, then you have to organ and organ system. If you want to study the ecology, ecology is the first, it's from organism to biosphere, the whole thing is called ecology. So this all about the flow of life. Now the biosphere, we are ending in biosphere. So what is biosphere? Biosphere is the region where the atmosphere, hydrosphere and lithosphere combination is the zone where the three sphere are combined and forming the life on earth, that is the biosphere. Okay, so if is it possible to forming the life or the biosphere without the air? No. So it is possible to forming the biosphere or life without the water? No. So these three spheres should be required to form the life on earth. But the thing is that it is the basic instinct of the human beings to avoid these three spheres. So we are not bothered about the three spheres. So hydrosphere, atmosphere and lithosphere, these three things we are in general we are compare about with our wastage material. Like somebody are doing some work, but the work doesn't have any value, so he is wasting his time. At that time he is taking that আমার পুরো কাজটাই মাটিতে চলে গেল, আমার পুরো সময়টাই মাটিতে চলে গেল। Okay, then someone is wasting his money, and the money is means wasting his money in some purpose, then he is telling that আমার পুরো টাকাটাই জলে চলে গেল। And someone is talking some rubbish thing, okay, and then we are talking the হাওয়ায় কথা বলিস না তো। So that the basic instinct of the whole human, that we always don't bother about the three sphere, but these are the basic component of life. So without these three sphere, life cannot be formed. Next, talk about the characters of life. So characteristic of life, there will be cellular composition, growth, reproduction, movement, adaptation, metabolism, homeostasis, responsiveness. So these all are the characters of life. So now see about one by one. First of all, cellular composition. So cellular composition means it's unicellular or multicellular. Unicellular means it's made up of one cell, or multicellular made up of two or more cell. Unicellular example, bacteria, amoeba, paramecium, and multicellular all the higher plant and animal. So here unicellular prokaryotes are the blue-green algae and bacteria. They are unicellular prokaryote. And unicellular or eukaryotes are paramecium and amoeba. So they are the unicellular but eukaryote. And eukaryote multicellular are higher animal and higher plant. Okay, so this is about the cellular composition. Now the reproduction are also two types in general. They are asexual reproduction and sexual reproduction. Asexual reproduction means division of similar division from one cell to two cell. So from parental cell, this is parental cell, then the daughter cell, they are the similar, it's a Xerox copy of their parental cell. There will be no variation, no changes in their genetical material. Like example in bacteria. And asexual reproduction is also different types. There will be like budding, like regeneration, like vegetative growth, vegetative reproduction. So these are the different types of asexual reproduction. And sexual reproduction is the union of the two gamete cell. So two gamete cell is the egg from female and sperm from male. So these two gamete cell are combined and fertilized, and that is the forming the zygote, and this is the form the embryo and the life and the individual. So this is the formation of life due to the sexual reproduction. Like sexual reproduction found in plants and animal, in higher animal and higher plant also. So difference between sexual and asexual reproduction: in sexual reproduction there will be only one parent, no requirement of the two parent. But in the sexual reproduction, two parent means the male and female both are required. And asexual reproduction, it's identical to parent. So because identical to parent, because it's a same genetical material, is the copy of parent to daughter. Okay, daughter cell. So there will be no different of their genetical material. But in sexual reproduction, there will be different from the parent, but still similar. So there will be different similarity almost 99.9% in the parent to next generation, but there will be 0.1% is not similar due to recombination and crossing over. And in asexual reproduction, same as parent, I have already told. In sexual reproduction, combination of the two parent. Okay, that all about the reproduction. Next, growth. So growth means increase in cell size or increase in cell number. Two types. So in increase in cell size, that's as the unicellular organism, one cell increase in size, one cell increase in size. So this is the cellular. And multicellular mean one cell to two cell, two cell to four cell, four cell to eight cell. So these are the multicellular organism. This is the growth, and this growth come from the metabolism. Okay, so metabolism, what is metabolism? Metabolism is nothing but the chemical reaction to convert the food into energy. Chemical reaction to convert the food into energy. Next, the movement. In general, movements are basically three types. One is the place to place. So place to place mean here is one place, here is one place. So you have the movement from one place to one place, like bird flying from here to here. Like the we are running from here to here. So these are the place to place. This is one movement. Then the external part movement. There will be one plant. Is growing here, and he has suppose some barrier here, and a sun is there. So is the movement of the plant part towards the sun. But the plant is not moving. Plant is situated fixed in here. His part is moving toward the sun. So this is the external part is moving. So that the external movement. That example is the photoperiodism. The plant orientation leaves toward the sun. Then internal movement means cellular, intercellular movement, cell to cell movement. Okay, so these are the cytoplasmic streaming. Okay, then responsiveness is nothing but the reaction of various stimuli. What are these stimuli? These stimuli are the light, heat, pH, vibration, and smell. So like example, the light, huge light is coming to your eyes. So what happened? Light is coming to your eyes. What happened? You close your eyes. So that is the stimuli. Like one example, atom have response to all these type of stimuli like light, heat, pH, and vibration, smell. Next, the adaptation. Adaptation is nothing but the changing to meet the need of the environment. So you are adapting to the environment. If here the organism is there and the environmental is changing, it is also changed according to environment. So that is the adaptation. Like the very common example will be hibernation and estivation. In amphibia or reptiles, in amphibia and reptiles, they are going for hibernation and estivation in winter sleep and summer sleep. So this is the adaptation. Like mangrove adaptation, mangrove plant is adapted to the high saline soil. Okay, there will be different steel root to waxy leaf. So these are the mangrove adaptation. Bird migration is also adaptation. It's a kind of behavior. Camouflage and mimicry is also adapted to avoid the predator, and also it's to fix to the match with the environment to prevent the predation. So this all kind of adaptation. Now the nutrition is also two type, that is autotroph and heterotroph. Autotroph nutrition, auto means itself, so which organism are make their own food, they are called autotroph. And heterotroph, so the organism they can't make their own food, they depend on the autotroph. So these are the heterotroph. So autotroph are two types, chemoautotroph and photoautotroph. Chemo means it's chemically synthesize their own food, like bacteria, sulfur bacteria, methanogenous bacteria. So they are making their own food, sulfur, methane. Okay, so chemically reaction they can make their own food. And photo means light, and so photoautotroph means with the presence of sunlight they make their own food. They green plant. in presence of chlorophyll. Okay, so these are the phototrophs. Heterotrophs are also different type. One is saprophytic, saprozoic, holozoic, holophytic, parasitic, and symbiotic. Let's see what is saprophytic, saprozoic. So sapro means the dead organism. Okay, and phytic means the plant. Remember it. Phytic means the plant and zoic means the animal. Okay, so death plant. Okay, that's like fungi eating on dead plant, so that's the saprophytic. And saprozoic, so death animal, so the vulture is eating on the death animal. Okay, and holozoic, holo means the as a whole, and zoic means animal, and holo means whole, and phytic means the plant. So which the organism and feed on the whole animal, like a tiger eating deer. Okay, and holophytic means the whole plant, like deer eating plant. So this is the holozoic, holophytic, saprozoic. And parasitic, you will know, a tapeworm, then all the kind of parasite they are depend on the host body. And symbiotic relationship with like ribosome, symbiotic with the leguminous plant root. Okay, these are the different types of nutrition. Now discuss about the homeostasis. Homeostasis mean the homeo mean the same, and stasis mean the state. So homeostasis mean the maintaining the same state. So this is the maintaining the same state means the it's the balance. It's the balance. It's the balance. So it's the balance to inside and outside of the cell, inside or outside of the body. Okay, like water balance inside outside of the cell. A human body temperature inside and outside. So these are the homeostasis. So cell function best when they are in balance. So if the balance is maintained, then the function of the organism or function of the cellular level will be in the best. So this is the homeostasis. Next, the branches of biology, most important. So there are lots of branches of biology. So biology is a vast subject, it's a very big subject. Okay, so like zoology, study of animal; botany, plant, study of plant; physiology, study of functional organism, their part; ichthyology, study of fish; herpetology, study of amphibian, reptile; ornithology, study of bird; mammalogy, study of mammals; mycology, study of fungi; anatomy, study of organism body part; entomology, study of insect; so cell biology, study of cell. So how many types, and it is also many more, it goes many more. So it's a biological sciences nowadays a huge subject, and it has a various type of branches. So it's nowadays it's a multidisciplinary subject. So that's about all. Thank you for listening. Please like, subscribe, and share our channel. And please press the icon, bell icon, for get the future message or future video from our channel Eco Learning. Thank you.